What is up, YouTube? Hey, I wanted to come on here and I wanted to kind of, I guess, throw my 2 cents in and address the controversy surrounding Tyrese's um, new marriage. And I just want to say, yeah, I guess, congratulations to him. Um, I know that he got like a lot of backlash from like some statements that he made about his marriage. And I mean, I am owning, as a black woman, I'm understanding where kind of the anger comes from. I don't think that anybody was upset that, he got married. And I think a lot of people would have been like, congratulations, Tyrese, because he's been around here usually talking about, love and black love and empowerment and what. And I think kind of the attitude would have been, okay, she's, a lighter skinned woman or what have you, or either he found someone who is, of Latino descent. Just, kudos to him that he got married. But I think, in fact, I know the anger came in when he made, some comments. And I totally understand. The comments that were made, he made, he wrote something, I guess, on his Instagrams. And I think the line that kind of makes people upset, he says, sometimes when you pray, you get exactly what your heart desires. I got my hashtag, my black queen. I didn't just marry her, I married my daughter's new example. For me, when I read that, two things kind of pop out. You see the lady's pictures. And, people have done digging, and I kind of, was interested and did my little digging too. And to come to find out, they were saying this lady's name is Samantha Lee. But they kind of left out, it's Samantha Lee, I think, Swallenberg or something like that, which is of German descent. And there were some pictures attached where her father is Caucasian and her mother, I mean, I understand probably on her mother's side, it's probably the Ecuadorian and whatever little, if there is any, of African descent. Her mother looks like, she's just probably from South America or something like that. But I kind of, I get it. I get it. I totally get it. And I just don't think this was a thing of, black angry women or what. I think it was, valid. It's just kind of like the attitude of like, can we have anything? What little positive labels or praise on black women, can we keep that? Or do we have to also give that, over to Latino women or the women in the videos or anything positive? It has to be just given away. I totally get that and I do understand. The second issue I took with this, he says, I didn't just marry her, I married my daughter's new example. Does your daughter not have a mama? That should always be her example. So there's some just like blatant, just kind of disrespect there. And even when people came for him, and I think there was some like, there was some, like he says, I can give two, somebody find me, 2 fucks to give, I'll wait. You are entitled to have your opinions, to say what you want, but do not expect that people are just going to sit back and take what you dish out and they're not going to come for you. So, congratulations. I mean, I'm a black woman. When I heard that Tyrese was married, you kind of just, hey, congratulations to him. Who is this person or what have you? And I can understand too, because I have been I remember Tyrese back in his sweet lady days and whatever. This has been over what? He's like been in the game over 20 years. And I like his music. And we, as I think black women, we have been that core audience. I have given, Tyrese some of the, the side eye on some of the things because this thing would take into YouTube and it's kind of like that preaching and kind of looking down, telling what black people should do to be successful. Like, I understand the Fast and Furious and what, and he's achieved, becoming an actor and stuff, and I'm sure that comes with larger bills, more money. But his recent, pilgrimages, I guess, to Dubai and things like that, it's kind of been comical to me, because if you have had the experience of traveling abroad to Middle Eastern countries, there is a lot of racism towards um, blacks, towards Africans. African Americans seem to kind of can get away with something, as soon as they open their mouth, and people can tell that you're maybe from, America and what have you. Then there's kind of, a little bit, they back off. But, people see dark skin, and you can be subject to a lot of racism and abuse. So if Tyrese were not in the position that he is in, of being kind of, when he does visit, being on like the upper crust and be able to bump shoulders with people who have status in that country. If you were just the average Joe, middle class, whatever, and you went and you took a trip and you're staying at, the economical hotels, and you just probably watch how much racism you might encounter. Will taxis in Dubai stop for you? Or, will people jump in front of you because they need to be first? Because in a lot of those countries, they call you blacks abd or abid, your slave. So just kind of see Tyrese go on some of these, tirades of, he's achieved something, and to be successful like him, to be on these things. Like I said, I've given the side eye sometimes. But congratulations to him that, he has, I guess he feels he's achieved, and his marriage and what have you. And then there's this woman. I don't know if that's a sign. It seems like a lot that when these guys get in these positions, this is the kind of thing that, it's thrown in black women's face. I usually, it's expected now, people, Kevin Hart, Ludacris, some others. This is what we're seeing. The music videos back in the day, in the 90s and the 80s, black women were, filling these roles and, had your back and what have you. And those things have changed, because that's what's commercial, that's what sells. Now it's the standard of beauty. So, I mean, it's expected. So, I mean, I don't think anyone was wanting to really lash out or be angry at Tyrese, but as soon as that line came out of your mouth with those two things, do you expect black women to just hush? How much on a day-to-day basis we are just plagued with all these labels and these things. We're unmarriable, we're loud, we're not achieving anything. And what I found funny too is this, everybody's put this thing up here. Okay, she's this light, bright woman. She's just so beautiful, and making sure that they throw out that she makes 6 figures and that she does this. Okay, so I know a lot of black women from day to day who they're CEOs, that they've got their masters, they've got their PhD. Why is it that when women look like this woman, there's all of these positive attributes thrown out there, but if it had been a black woman with a darker hue, would those attributes been, advertised or put out there, that, she's got her own? Black women have been, whether they're working at Walmart or whether they're a CEO, been working hard for the beginning of time. So, congrats to Tyrese. And like I said, I've given him the side eye before, and things like this, I hope he has a happy life or what, but it's too many people that are doing these same things. It's just like that colorism keeps just, popping up. And I think that, when black men, not all, you cannot say, and this is one of the things that they keep telling us, all black women are this, or black women are angry. They're always this. Do y'all know every black woman? But yet, we're plagued with all of these things. We all feel, angry. I don't think that's the case. Because as of now, I think we kind of all expect. And I want to do a video on that because it's kind of like we put our stock in people. There's this appointment. We expect, you know, these people are black, that, you know, they're going to represent us. That appointment, and then when they miss it, we're disappointed. We have got to stop putting our stock in these people. So I mean, I wanted to come on here and address it. And I think it's been addressed, and I think Ebony did a piece on their online magazine about this. Why Tyrese was wrong for this line. You know, go ahead and be happy with whomever you're going to be happy with, and be content in your decision. You don't have to explain. He didn't have to explain anything to anybody, okay? He didn't need to. He could have kept, okay, TMZ found out. He didn't have to say anything. We eventually maybe see him on the red carpet, or, you know, kudos to him and kudos to her. But damn, can black women have something? Black queen, without giving that away too? So you guys go on and make some comments if you have some. Leave something. Maybe I'm not seeing a perspective, but this one I had to come and say something, because it's just, every time you go down, you know, couple channels down YouTube, black women are rarely talked about in any kind of positive light. There was no reason for black women to be attacked. And I even think, you know, his daughter's mother, I think this is totally disrespectful. So let me know what you think.